Alright, countdown started. I've hit the go live. That's delayed anyway. Be right back. Oh, that's fine. I know we're not on mute, so people get to hear me come back in. Alright, I've got a monster. I've got my cup. It does not run its over. Well, it could. If I put all of this inside the cup, then it would start running over. That would be bad. That would be bad. So Black Mamba already hanging out inside the chat room. That's awesome. Linux is telling the bot who's boss. If somebody gets really abusive, they'll catch them before Linux game. Yep. Plus, it'll be the animated background once we start doing an animated background. Oh, man. 2 minutes. This is going to be a good show. Steve-O! Is it the same Steve-O as in Jackass? That'd be cool. That'd be cool if Steve-O played this game. That could be very, very true. Yeah. Well, you know, the Deadpool Kyle plays this game. Oh, 1 minute. Time to go. Time to go mute.
This is Fighting Drunk from the ANZGC, and you're listening to the Escape Pod cast on the Escape Pod Castaways network. This show was recorded in front of a live studio audience. Take it away, boys.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast,
Territory Wars are back this week.
and we get a content update to go with it.
Wait, Paul, what happened to the music?
Ah, damn. We have to restart.
Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast,
Territory Wars are back this week.
and we get a content update to go with it.
There, it worked that time.
Ah, yes, and we also get a State of the Galaxy post.
There wasn't much in it, though, for the majority of us.
You have to remember that a State of the Galaxy is not the same as a road ahead.
It was still super short, though.
Ah, chin up, brother, it's your birthday.
And I get to say Hyperdrive Bundle all I want.
Yes, you do. But I did get you a present. I got a huge GAC personality for you and I to interview.
Oh, yes. Black Mamba sits down with us in our incoming transmission.
Oh, and wait until you hear his current record, Nev. You are going to be impressed.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 54 of the Escape Podcast. It's my birthday, so it's all about me. Paul, how are you doing?
It's all about you, apparently. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well, actually. I'm very much enjoying the 21st anniversary of my 21st birthday.
Well, I'll tell you this much. We normally talk about the push to 1K here, but right now I am going to tell everybody any donations that come in up on that screen during today, everything goes right over here to that guy. So if you do feel like you want to donate, right down below inside the description on YouTube is a link to go and tip. That being said, we want to get Neil a new microphone stand so he doesn't have to bend it every single time that he stands up to do his GACs. So that's the goal, is to get Neil a new microphone stand for his birthday. Donate if you can. Anyway, with that being said, Neil, we got to push to 1K.
Yes, we do. We do need a push to 1K. I broke my cardinal rule earlier on today, but it's my birthday, so I'm allowed to. I posted on Facebook, like me. I posted on Facebook. First time I've posted anything on Facebook. You
don't like Facebook?
No, I don't. I haven't posted anything on Facebook for a year at least. Pretty sure it's a year. Yeah. Last time I posted was last year sometime, but so I was like, it's my birthday, and it doesn't happen often, so here we go. Posted it on Facebook, and then a link to the show, and basically just said to the thousands of friends and the few hundred people that follow me, it's like, hey, look, go bung us a subscribe, trying to get over 1,000. So yeah,
very nice. But when we do hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, let me go over the pledge list. If you're listening on the podcast version, just search for the Escape Podcast on YouTube. Just give it a like. Let us know that you like the podcast. You don't have to watch it on there. You could continue to listen to it on your favorite podcast app. We do always appreciate that. But the 1K pledge list currently is that both Neil and Bringer of Chaos will donate their long hair to Little Princess Foundation, which makes wigs for kids, children, cancer patients, and also sufferers of alopecia and any other hair loss that they may experience. Deadpool Kyle is giving away $50, literally. We're giving away $50 once we hit 1,000. Thanks to Deadpool Kyle. He will also reciprocate your biggest regret of Zating and your biggest regret.
Holy crap.
There you go. Biggest regret of Zating and biggest regret of your Gear 13. So thank you, Deadpool Kyle. Mm-hmm. We just saw that come up.
Thank you. Yeah, I was about to say thank you. I was waiting, just going to wait for a pregnant pause in what you were saying, so I could say thanks to DPK.
Apropos, for our Talking Picard listeners, we'll give away a Season 4 Star Trek Next Generation poster, mint condition.
It is of the Enterprise D.
Yep. Sir Boss will humiliate himself for us by getting his makeup did and getting some sort of glitter beard. Dagger of the Wednesday crew, along with Deadpool Kyle and Apropos, and Macias and Brainkill, lots of good content creators over there. He will take his troopers to Gear 12. They are best known for the long-running segment, Will Dagger's Troopers Beat This? Force Strong 1 committed to Gear 12 all of his Jawas, and Run DMV will reciprocate my Zeta of Bodhi Rook, and he'll even take him to Gear 13 just as a thank you for that. Now, I'm also going to let you know, in order to get Sir Boss to go get his makeup did and have a glitter beard, I had to agree that if we get to 1,500, that I would host the show in an Ohio State cheerleaders outfit, and go blue, go Wolverines. Anyway, thank you once again to Deadpool Kyle for the $30 donation that is going towards Neil's new mic stand. And then once again, if he's going to eat that cake, Nev is holding up a cake. He's going to eat that cake.
I've already started on it.
I'm going to say this for our podcast listeners. I'm sorry if you all of a sudden hear Neil. All right.
I'm a pro. I've told you it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in the show. Trust me.
He says it's not going to happen. All right. So that completes our 1K pledge list. And of course, we do have the merch stores. We do have all that goes to support. At the end of tonight's show, all those who subscribed or who became Patreon members during the month of February, you guys were all entered into a drawing to win a shirt from the Escape Pod merch store. And we will do that drawing in the last segment tonight. Neil, please remind me.
Yes, I will remind you to do the draw. Do the draw.
And then on top of that, anybody who donates in this quarter, so March, April, May, anybody who becomes a Patreon will be entered to win a shirt from the Escape Pod Cast merch store, which includes soon to be released the Escape Pod Lego shirts of Free to Play Nev and Stud Spender Paul.
Always free to play. Always free to play.
Always free to play, and I won't hold that against you.
Free to play rules. It'd be fun to see what the developers' reaction is to me if and when we get them in an interview.
Well, it's going to be great. It's going to absolutely be great.
Okay, so what happened in the game this week then, Paul?
Well, we'll start off with let's go to game updates on the forums here.
I'm in the forum already, and it's just the posts that we've had this week, really.
Well, right, it's the posts that we had this week, but we had the content update for March 10th of 2020.
Yep.
So if you wanted to switch over and pull that up, you can.
I am going to. That was dated the 10th. Incorrect.
That was the 10th. No. Yeah, content update 310. It's the second one.
All right. Yes, there we go.
It's the second one under content updates. So now we found out that we have the final set of requirements. Resistance Hero Poe. BB-8, and veteran Chewbacca.
Yep. Well, I mean, it makes sense for the other half of the Viagra twins to be there. When you think about it, it does make sense. You know, I mean, it was weird that they kind of justified veteran Han's tag of resistance by adding him, but it's like, well, how are you going to justify and include resistance veteran Chewie in? And that's exactly what they've now done. So yeah. Be interesting to see how they kind of fare now that they've got the resistance tag.
It's absolutely going to be great. On top of that, Neil, veteran Chewbacca played a huge part in Last Jedi. Veteran Han played a huge part in The Force Awakens. So, or not Last Jedi, he played a part in Rise of Skywalker.
It wasn't a big part. I mean, it was a tiny little cameo.
No. I'm talking about Chewie.
Oh, Chewie, yeah. No, Chewie was in it a lot.
So to see him in the Galactic Legend Rey event, that's understandable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, Galactic Legend Kylo Ren, and yes, I know I skipped over the ships chat. Galactic Legend Kylo Ren, General Hux, who was released in this group, First Order TIE Pilot, and Emperor Palpatine, who is all the Sith.
Yeah. So we know what's what. We know what needs to be Gear 13. We know what needs to be what tier. All that's left to be really revealed prior to the event kicking off is the kit for the characters. That's what, that's kind of an important piece of information, is just how good are all of these characters that people have been heavily investing time and resources into. How good are they? They really need to drop the hammer on that. And they need to drop the hammer on soon, because they said in another post that they made on the forum site that the event was going to be going live at the end of this month. And there's only there's only just over a couple of weeks left of this month. So they need to drop that info on the stats. I think that they should do it because it might just give those, couple people a nudge, but it also might, put slam the door on a couple of people that have been hoarding and are just getting ready to spend, So
well, you obviously had to spend in order to get here because of the final piece that's needed for this, and that is for Rey, it's the Radis, and for Kylo, it's the Finalizer. Mm-hmm. There is no way without spending, unless you
if you hoarded crystals, it's still possible from a free-to-play perspective.
It is still possible from a free-to-play perspective, but you would not have been hoarding crystals for this.
No.
And those are the capital ships that were released. You've had 3 shots with the Radis and 2 shots with the Finalizer to get them ready for this event, and you would have needed to do it 7 times in order to get those 10 shards each time in order to power up to 5 stars. Mm-hmm. Later on in the same in a discussion about this, you did not see this, but I linked you to it, where Crumb says that you are not going to need ships in battles in this for the Galactic Legends.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
But instead, once you've hit that threshold, you start earning your Galactic Legend tickets.
Yeah, it's a threshold simply that requires passing so that you qualify for the tickets for the event itself.
Exactly. Now,
I mean, the only people, put it this way, the only free-to-play that are going to be going for this are going to be people that have done well in both Fleet Arena and Squad Arena. Have been getting lots and lots of crystals, upgrading the right characters, relicking the right characters, and hoarding sufficient enough crystals. I think somebody said it was about 13,000 crystals in order to get the ship the ships to the qualifying star level, buying the crystal packs. So I'm, fact checked me. I am not sure if it's 13,000. That's what I heard out there in the ether. But it's close. It'd be nice. You know what? I just want it over and done with. Now I just want us to get past it so that we can start moving on to other things. Because because one of the things that we're going to talk about a little bit later, I don't know if you want to talk about now or if you want to go with a commercial and leave it till the next segment. But we also got a State of the Galaxy this week as well.
We'll get into that State of the Galaxy here in a moment. There were a little bit others that I shouldn't say little. Okay, because this update broke the game.
Yeah, it did.
To where territory battles went away. Or not territory battles, territory war.
Territory wars, yeah.
And honestly, we got 150 crystals because they screwed up.
Yeah. Free crystals are always nice.
But 150 crystals for that, and now they're also moving other territory wars out a couple of days. Does that push it? I didn't look at the March calendar. Let me look at the March calendar to see if my raid justified.
All that happened was, there was a delay in it starting. I don't know if it's happened before with territory wars. I don't know if it's been broken like that before. I mean, I have had issues with territory wars before. Every now and then there are issues with territory wars. Sometimes they've had to cancel things. And
so territory war number 114 is going to start on the 14th, the preview phase. Mm-hmm. So that's going to go the 14th to the 15th, the 15th to the 16th, and the 16th to the 17th. So as territory wars is ending, Neil,
mm-hmm.
Republic Offensive is going to be starting. There is no gap to get someone out of a guild and into a guild for this, with the exception of tomorrow before the join period ends, before the preview phase ends on the 15th. If you are shuffling your guilds, you cannot do so between territory wars and territory battles unless you run with the territory battle crew in the next territory war that starts in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I don't dispute the I don't dispute those facts. I'm just not going to get bent out of shape over it.
I honestly think they should have given you first place rewards to whatever you qualified in.
Oh, wow, really? That's how far you would have gone?
I would have gone there and scrapped this one and went forward.
Oh, I see what you mean. So your solution to the issue of territory wars breaking would have been to just give everybody first position for the tier that they would have got first position for, and then cancel the territory war outright.
Cancel that territory war. You still get the one that would have started technically today.
Yeah, no, I can. Yeah, I understand the logic behind that. Yeah, totally. I understand the reasoning behind that. Yep, 100%. Like I said, it's not something that I'm that fussed about. I mean, maybe I should be. Maybe I should be a little bit more irate about it, but I'm not. I got the 100. I like the fact that it's on. So the fact that it got delayed, I just see that as, like they said, it was a hot fix. So it was a decision that had to be made fast on the fly. I mean, I'd be curious to know who made the call. Was it Crumb? Was it Top Hat? Was it He Who Shall Not Be Named?
He Who May Not Exist?
He Who May Not Exist, yeah. So it could have been any one of those, but I imagine it was probably a very, very quick call that was made. And we're perfect examples of there's no right or wrong way to deal with this situation. In that you think one thing and I think another thing, and that whatever CG does in a situation like this is not going to make everybody happy.
I don't see how it would not have. I don't see why it would have not have made everybody happy that everybody gets first place and we just go, okay, CG screwed up. Let's let bygones be bygones and move along.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why, 150 crystals, giving everybody 150 crystals is saying, hey, look, we dropped the ball, here's 150 crystals.
I fart 150 crystals in my sleep. Okay? It doesn't make any sense for 150 crystals. That's 3 refreshes for your regular Cantina energy.
I'm just saying it's not. Yeah, because the event is still running, I'm still in with an opportunity. So see, if I participate and win, and then do the territory battle afterwards, to me, I'm unaffected by everything, and I get 150 crystals, providing I win. Providing I'm in a guild that wins. The only losers would be people that are participating in territory wars and are on the losing side. Then they wouldn't have got. I mean, could they could have come up with a solution that provides everybody with, as if, free stuff to losing as opposed to winning, and then cancel the TW. There's lots of different ways that they could have solved this issue, and the quick thinking way that they did it was fine with me. Okay,
fine. Let's I'm going to calm down. We'll come back on the other side of this break, and we'll deal with it then. But honestly, I think that Steve-O had it right when he says that they might as well have just given us 5 Clone Wars Chewie shards.
The Escape Pod cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier remodding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will rebuild your roster from top to bottom and give you consultation on where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee and lots of useful additional services, including a full cleanup of your mods, loadout pages, PvP plans, and more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord at all lowercase Micaeus number 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or at micaeusmods@gmail.com. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Pod cast.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways. All for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
G'day guys, this is Scotty McLaren as we go around the globe this week and find out the actual cost of whaling in this particular game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Now this is on the back of the Galactic Legends, which has just been released. Now, even though there's a fair few awesome videos that are out there this week, I want to give a bit of a shout out to Dark Omega's video where the Resistance team can take down Gas right now. That is pretty awesome. And also Heinze had Machias Modding Mayhem on his channel earlier in the week, as well, as we found out how not to drive in the United States. And there were some pretty awesome videos that have been released as well from Cubs fan Han. So go and check out all of those videos this week. But I want to delve in this week to how much it costs to whale in this game. And here in Australia, I've actually worked out all of the packs that are currently sitting there in this store. These are those problematic packs that Capital Games had to cancel the territory war for because of the whole thing that, well, we got the wrong image on the pack. So I've worked it out, and including the Hyperdrive bundle, which I don't have right now, in Australia right now, if you were to buy every single one of those packs that are currently in that store right now, you're looking at $1,015.80. That's a lot of money. But then if you put in the paywall as well, so as we know, there is another pack which is hidden behind the current pack of the Hyperdrive bundle, and that's in there too. And so that's another $169.99. So if you include that, you're looking at around about $1,200 Australian, just to get ahead in this game in some particular form of fashion with those packs. Now, if we were to go around the world, where is the most expensive place to buy these packs? Well, if you live in Korea, I've got bad news for you. If you were to buy these packs, converting $1,015 Australian to Korean won, you're looking at $773,489.04. If we were to convert it to Japanese yen, you're looking at 66,938.78 I guess you could say. For Chinese yuan, it's 4,488.23. If you were to convert it to the United Arab Emirates dirham, which also includes India, you're looking at 2,340.31. For New Zealand dollars, you're looking at 1,040.26. To the United States, it's $638.93. In the Europe pounds, it's 508.33, and to the euro, it's 571.71. So by far, Australia, Korea, and also Japan and China and the United Arab Emirates and New Zealand have got the worst end of the stick when it comes to whaling in this game. Now, I'm going to work out how much it actually costs to get all of these characters that we need. Say, for example, you have them all at Gear 12, right? You've got them all there. And we currently have them out now all on farm as well to try and get these other characters like your General Hux, your Lobster Trooper, and also your Finn and Poe, and your two ships too. So let's have a look at how much we're going to be whaling out to try and get all of these characters to the relic level that they need to be at. And I'm just doing a few calculations here, and holy balls. The Australian dollar just for one of these characters is $10,093. $10,093 just to get your Rey or Kylo. That is insane. How much does that work out to in South Korean won, I wonder? 7,668,251.25. In Japanese yen, it's 662,837.59. Chinese yuan, 44,540.52. To the United Arab Emirates dirham, it's 23,253.39. New Zealand dollars at $10,339.12. To the United States dollar, it's $6,331.64. For the euro, it's $5,662.98, and the pound is $5,039.07. Wow. That is a lot of money to be spent on whaling in this particular game. That is too much money. So if you were to put those two together, say it's $10,093 Australian to get one of these characters, you're looking at around about $20,000 just to try and get both of them. That is too much money, in my opinion. I think it's time CG wound back the clock and actually started to make this game more affordable because, as Urza said a little while ago, this game, it's pricing me out. This is extreme Kraken territory right now. We're talking right here. If you've got the money, more power to you. But if you're someone like me that has a bit of a spending problem when it comes to this particular game, I can't justify it. I just can't. Am I walking away? No, I won't. But that is insane. That is a lot of money. Anyway, that's it for me for this week. Go and check out Dark Omega and all the other guys that are out there making some pretty awesome videos, especially DB Official's reaction, which has come through this week with McMole. That is hilarious. Go and have a look at that. And that's about it for me for this week on the Escape Pod cast. Now, I'm just going to eject myself from the pod right here. Here we go. Woohoo! I'm away! Hey, what's that sound? What is that? Oh no, it's a Purgle! I'm getting eaten by the whales! The space whales! Ah!
The death of that Scotty clone will be on your hands, you jackasses.
This is Hellenix.
Hashtag shameless self-promotion.
And you're listening to the Escape Pod cast, part of the Escape Pod Castaways Network.
Hello and welcome back to the Escape Podcast. We're into our second segment, and Paul, we were in a very, very heated discussion there. Why don't you pick up where you left off before we went to break, mate?
I mean, we were in a heated discussion, especially during that break. I can't believe that Scotty got off the pod. He finally made it, and then a space whale goes in.
By space whales.
He can't catch a break.
No.
Clone Scotty cannot catch a break.
That's because Clone Scotty is inferior to the original Scotty. You know, there's only one Scotty McLaren. Clearly, this clone sample that Heinze took many moons ago is maybe he needs to start using a fresh batch of Scotty DNA.
Well, he doesn't have any. You know, he's running a clone Scotty over there that happens to understand everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
guys, right back there, right behind me.
We need to steal that clone Scotty because clearly that clone Scotty is superior to all of the clone Scotties that Heinze keeps giving us because they keep getting killed. So I think Heinze's giving us knockoff Scotty clones, mate. I think he's keeping the best Scotty clones for himself. And he's giving us all the duff ones because of his animosity towards you.
In our whole, the escape pod lore, Heinze's in jail. He can't give us anything. Anyway, on that back screen right back there, I want you to light that screen up. If you are watching live on YouTube right now, down below in the description is a link to donate to the stream. All donations tonight go to Nev himself, because today is his birthday. We're trying to get him a new mic stand and possibly even a new mic if things go really well. But we want to get him a new mic stand so that he can do his Grand Arena Championships standing up. He has a 2-camera setup in this new studio. We didn't even mention your new studio.
Yeah,
Neil.
no, I mean, I do. I have a new studio. The basement has been completely squared away by me. I've been putting up drywall, then pasting over it, then painting over it, then moving things around. And yeah, the basement's pretty organized and my studio is set up. I set it up so that I can do both sitting content for, when it goes on for a while. And I've set up a standing station so that I can do my GAC live streams because contrary to popular belief, my GAC streams are pretty short. I mean, I broke a personal record the other day. I did 2 full clears in bang on 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure I could get it under that. My record for one GAC is still 6 minutes. So yeah, I might have to have a try at the record again if the opponent, if I get the right opponent. But yeah, standing and sitting, studio's all done. I've got bits and pieces up.
Sir Boss says that you are hoarding that you and I are hoarding Scotty clones like toilet paper. No,
Heinze's hoarding the good what? Heinze's
got the 2-ply.
Heinzie's getting the Dulux while we get the Charmin. You know, it talks a big talk, but it's, you know, inferior toilet paper to Dulux, because Dulux is just like, you know, wiping your bottom with, you know, a white fluffy soft cloud, whereas, you know, Charmin's just So that's my analogy.
A cloud has no substance, Neil. Mm-hmm. You cannot wipe your bottom with substance, without actual, you know, sustenance.
Yeah, I know. The whole toilet paper is wigging me out, because people are buying like a 3-month supply of the stuff. And my thought is, well, if you're going to get a 3-month supply of that, why aren't you getting a 3-month supply of everything that would go with it? To need 3 months worth of toilet papers, you would need to consume food in order to use said toilet paper. So, you know, I mean, it's not reached where I am. I went for a ride. Finally, the warm weather is allowing me to get out on the bike again, which is wonderful. Start working the leg muscles again. And I was in Myers earlier on getting my birthday cake. And
how much you got left?
I'm about 1/3 of the way through it at the moment. But yeah, no, the couple. I mean, yeah, sure. There's a couple of shelves that are looking kind of thin on the ground, but apart from that, yeah, fine. So yeah, toilet paper's a weird thing to hoard.
Black Mamba.
Black Mamba, thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you, Black Mamba.
So
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move into the you know, we were told that Resistance Hero Poe, while Hux is farmable, Resistance Hero Poe is not farmable yet.
Is he not?
He is not farmable.
I hadn't noticed, and
he's only been put into chromium packs and shipments now.
All right, okay.
And then, as you heard in Scotty's Around the Tube, which essentially was around the world in 80 drachma or whatever you want to call it, he looked at every single one of these packs. Let me count. How much does CG want our money? Let me count the ways. Soldiers of the Resistance. Small Galactic Legends Gear Bundle 2, Sith Trooper Injector Bundle, Large Galactic Legend Relic Bundle, Small Galactic Legends Gear Bundle, Medium Galactic Legend Gear Relic Bundle, Small Galactic Legend Relic Bundle, Medium Galactic Legend Gear Bundle, Resistance Hero Pose Injector Bundle, Toilet Paper Conservatory Gear Bundle, Resistance Hero Fin Injector Bundle. Then, if you purchased the Hyperdrive Bundle, you then have access to the Lightspeed Zeta Bundle. Then you also have Rose Tico's Injector Bundle, Soldiers of the First Order Bundle, Light of the Resistance Shard Pack, First Order Supremacy Shard Pack.
That's God, it goes on and on and on.
15 bundles were released alongside this.
Well, yeah, but that's been the way things have. That's been the way that things have gone since we're fairly sure he exists, but we're not quite 100% sure. What happens.
He who might not exist.
That's who, you know. That's who's technically been running the show since Carrie left, and he came from one of the most monetized games in the EA family. So, you know. Me and Grim talked about this months ago, and this was where we said Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is heading during one of the RSG shows. But this is exactly what Grim and I said would happen, because we kind of knew a little bit about EA FIFA football, EA FIFA Sports. That we knew a little bit about the background of the game that this guy previously ran, and you know,
if you wanted Galactic Legend Pele, you had to get a gigantic bundle.
Yes, yeah, or you played the lottery, and then it was only, you know, a high chance of you either getting him or not getting him. You know,
or you got Pele on a very, very bad day. You didn't get the Uber Pele.
I don't think Pele was in it, but I think we're talking about like Champions League type teams. Premier
Okay,
League type
Cristiano
teams.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You got Cristiano Ronaldo after a 5-week bender, or you can actually get Galactic Legend Ronaldo.
Yeah. But yeah. So this is kind of something that myself and Grim talked about several months ago. So we kind of anticipated this. Like I said before, because I don't spend, it's not something that really, bothers me as much as someone who spends. Because someone who spends, it's like, hey, I'm happy to spend a little, but you're making, everything too much about the money. I like it to be a little bit about the free-to-play and a little bit about the money, but that's the way things go, unfortunately. And that's what happens when he who we think exists, but we're not 100% quite sure, but we think he exists, that's what he brings to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
The kind of monetization of a player base I enjoy?
What
was around before, or what was around when Carrie was around?
Yes.
And in a certain Lego game. I'm willing to support that, because it seems that they have plenty that they're bringing to the game that's worth the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I want and don't get me wrong, Neil, I want CG to change my mind. I'm sitting there, and yes, look, I've got my free-to-play tiers right here in my hand, and I'm happy to drink them, but I'd actually like free-to-play to continue to play this game.
Well, yeah, exactly. If there's no free-to-play, there's no free-to-play tiers for you to drink.
Exactly.
So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. We'll see how things go with the hyperdrive bundle. I just want, like I said before, I just want the hyperdrive bundle. I just want Galactic Legends out of the way. I want it done. I want it dusted so that we can move on to other things. Because we need some more marquee characters. We need some other stuff.
On my phone. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, we need some other stuff, because this Galactic Legends stuff is only for a very small percentage of the player base. So we'll just live vicariously. Those who aren't those who aren't will we will live vicariously through those who do. I know I will.
Hellenic says this mug is empty. It's not empty. I just showed you.
It's got milk in it.
Always. Anyway.
Paul's a milk toast fence sitter.
What was that, Joe Biden?
A milk test fist.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And obviously,
that's my Joe Biden. Is you say something, then you start again. You kind of forget what you're saying.
Okay.
And then you take a step back and act like you never started the sentence that you did not finish. Or you just throw out an insult, which is just brilliant. His highlight reel is so funny at the moment.
And just so people know we don't have favorites, I absolutely think that was the greatest joke, best joke ever.
It was totally perfect. Yeah.
All right, now let's get back to Star Wars. So many freaking packs. I mean, it is just asinine. It's absolutely asinine. Now, let's go and take a look at the State of the Galaxy. Now, you were not... but Dryzel,
thank you very much. Much appreciated.
So, you were not... thank you, guys. Thank you very much for helping out Neil for his birthday. That is awesome. But dev announcements and news. State of the Galaxy, March 2020.
Yeah. I mean, in name only.
Well, as I said in the open, remember, the State of the Galaxy is supposed to be short anyway.
Oh yeah, no. Of course it's supposed to be short. It's not a road ahead. It's not a road ahead. It's a State of the Galaxy. Ahead, it's a month. It should just be, it should be a substantially informative monthly statement of the game. That's what it should be. It wasn't. Though. It covered one subject.
It's not everything. No, it covered more than one subject.
No, it covered Galactic Legends and Galactic Legends alone.
It covered one topic, but it covered many subjects inside that topic.
Yes, but if you're part of the community that isn't participating in Galactic Legends, it was all of the information all of the information regarded in said topic is irrelevant because you're not participating. I mean, don't get me wrong, this was a brilliant post for those participating in the Galactic Legends events or people who plan to get invested in the Galactic Legends event. This is good news. This is good data. This is good information. But for those of us not participating, it's just a bunch of information we don't care about. And it was surprising for them to just cover one topic, Galactic Legends. Like you said, various different aspects of said topic. But if you're not interested in the topic, the data that comes under that topic heading is kind of irrelevant a little bit.
Well, if you enjoy looking at the characters in the game, which, you know what?
Oh, we had some artwork.
I do enjoy artwork in this game. I shouldn't say we, because I'm fine with art being in the Q&A. I'm just not sometimes a fan of how much art is in the Q&A. When it was over 50% or nearly over 50%, it did kind of irk me. I'm not going to lie. I do share the sentiment with the general public, the general vocal public, I should say, in that case. But, when it comes to the art, I'll go look at and admire the work that they put into General Anakin Skywalker. I'll admire the work that they put into Ki-Adi-Mundi, Shaak Ti, the little individual things between the clones. It is what makes this game tick. It is a beautiful game when you get down to it. Little things hidden in the background. Did you know that if you ever fight on Coruscant, there's Arabish running on the scroll title?
Not something I noticed.
There's Arabish running on the scroll title, and I believe it says something to the effect of "Warning: Scoundrels on the Loose." And you get that every credit heist. You get that every training droid heist. All sorts of little things that just.
Oh, Bringer of Chaos. Oh, Bringer of Chaos. Thanks a lot, buddy.
We're up to 70 for your new mic stand there, Neil.
It looks like it could be a mic stand at this rate.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah. Schnarman says, "What credit heist?" Yeah, we've had 3 training droid runs in a row.
It sucks. It sucks. I like what Ouchie said. Ouchie said, "I want to rip up that State of the Galaxy like Pelosi ripped up Trump's State of the Union." That is beautiful. That is a really, really good. That is a really good popular culture reference, twisted with Galaxy of Heroes. I like that. I mean, even if people disagree, I think that's hilarious. That's hilarious. That is really good satire. That made me want to laugh out loud. Ouchie. You're funny, wee lassie. Oh, Bringer of Chaos again.
Another $10 from
Thank
Bringer.
you, buddy.
Awesome. All right. Sorry about this. The few seconds of dead silence there. I was in the middle of a drink, and Neil was in the middle of eating his own cake.
Yes, I am eating cake. I will have it finished before the end of the show. That's for certain. Just double check it. Just looking on the GPS, see how far away my parents are. Oh, they are not that far away. My parents.
Your parents might be interrupting the stream.
It's possible. They're an hour away, so maybe not. We'll have to wait and see.
We will have to wait and see.
They might stop and grab a bite to eat.
There you go. You should message them. We're still in the middle of recording.
Yeah, no. When it comes up, when they get within 5-10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, I will just say I'm downstairs doing the show. They know I'm doing the show anyway.
So this was, as they said. Now, this does prove it. This came out at the beginning of the month, and it says, thanks for reading our final State of the Galaxy before the release of Galactic Legends. We're very excited to see what happens when you get your hands on these characters. Looking forward to April. We have an exciting State of the Galaxy covering our next era for Galaxy of Heroes, and something you all have been asking for. Hondo.
Yeah, I know a couple people are reading into that thinking it's Mace Windu. It ain't. It's not gonna be Mace Windu. There is way too much money for way too much money for EA to make on a Galactic Legends Mace Windu, a General Mace Windu. There's just way too much. They know that we want it. We've been asking for it and begging for it for months. They know we want it. They are going to monetize it. And the best way for them to monetize it is a Galactic Legends General Mace Windu. Because most people have already got Galactic Republic Zated and Reliced up anyway for the GOTB. So it's not like a load of people are going to be spending a huge amount. Most people are probably going to have 2/3 to 3/4 of the characters required for a Mace Windu. So, hey. And then General Trench on the other side. And most people have already got the Separatists up as well. It's a happy medium. They can make money on it and get some goodwill with the community. Over a beloved character that isn't going to break the bank. Because all they have to do is be sensible about it and make it the characters that people have already farmed and geared up for the GOTB.
Okay, so yeah, if they do not put out Hondo for this, and they do rework Galactic Republic characters for Lightside TB, I'll allow Hondo to not come to the game for 2 months before I start crying again. I'll give him 2 months.
You think? The thing is, if they rush Hondo, he'll end up being a marquee, and I think Hondo deserves not epic status, but at least a legendary. You know, I would very much like to see it as a legendary, using existing characters that are in the game that have crossed paths with him before. So I would like to see a couple of
Galactic Republic.
I would like to see a couple of Galactic Republic and a couple of Phoenix requirement in order to get him as a legendary. Just like when they brought C-3PO in, it was already a character that we had, which was the Ewoks. Just like Chewie event, we already have bounty hunters. So that's what they can do with Hondo, and I think something like that would be really, really good and solid for the community.
Neil, season, how far are you in Clone Wars?
I'm halfway through the 4th episode.
Okay. No. I'm talking about the original run.
Oh, I caught everything up to season 6 before I started watching 7.
Okay, season 6, episode 1. Who did Hondo interact with?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I've only watched the episode once.
Darth Maul and Savage Opress.
Oh, right, yes, of course, yes. Yeah, good point.
So, put them in there as well.
So, you see what I mean? So, there were a lot of options. There's no need to create a bunch of marquee characters in order to introduce Hondo. They just need to do it like a C-3PO event or a Chewie event. And then, you know, people will... all right, so they're only going to get a couple of, a few $100 per Hondo. But it's something that Wales like. They'll go to town on him.
It's something that Wales would like, and also that free to play would spend for because he's such an iconic character. Mm-hmm. Now, that being said, is that a rum cake?
No, it is a lemon
drink. You totally slurred C-3PO there.
It's lemon glazed streusel cream cake.
Yeah, COPDO is Ouchie says, is what you almost said.
COPDO. COPDO. Yeah, no. I'm not doing any heavy drinking at the moment.
All right. So, you know what? We're up against it. We've said our piece. Mm-hmm. We've said our piece on the state of the galaxy. We've said our piece on the territory wars and also the content update that they were given. Coming up after this break, we sit down with somebody whose Grand Arena record is literally going to make you go, damn.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hey there, Escape Podawans. Everyone's favorite llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Cast is on social media. That's right, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. So give us a like, give us a follow, and stay up to date on all things in-game and in the Escape Pod. Our account links are down in the description or on our Discord server in the Show Links channel. See you on the net!
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
Back to school. The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello and welcome back, Escape Podawans, to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. We are winding down our Hollow Table Hero series with our second to last table, Galactic War. We'll take a closer look at the layout of this one, plus I'll give you some tips and tricks to help get your 50 completions in so you can sim the entire thing. Now, this table has a pretty simple setup as well. It's set up a bit like a map with alternating battles and prize chests. The battles are separated into sections of 3, and in order for the next section to appear, you need to fully complete the previous one. There are a total of 12 battles and 12 prize chests. The farther along you go, the harder the battles and the sweeter the rewards. The strength of these battles is determined by the GP of your current squad arena team. You'll face teams that are weaker in the beginning and stronger as you go on. The last team will actually have a larger GP than your current squad arena team. Unlike GAC, TB, or TW, your character and squads are not single use only. You can continue to use them until they're actually defeated in battle. It's important to note that the health, shield, and turn meter for each character carries from battle to battle and does not reset. You also have the ability to back out of a battle and get a do-over if it isn't really going your way. Since you can reuse characters and swap out teams, you have an opportunity to be extremely strategic while going through GW. A perfect example of strategy is to use your weaker teams in the beginning battles when they're easier to complete, so you can save your stronger teams for later when you need it. Another strategic tip is to use a suicide squad. Basically, it's just a weak squad that's sent in before your heavier hitters as a way to lure the opposing team to use all of their moves and load up turn meter. This way, your stronger characters don't get hit with that big damage. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more Storytime with the Llama on the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
Machias Modding Mayhem is the premier remodding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Machias will rebuild your roster from top to bottom and give you consultation on where to go from there. Machias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee and lots of useful additional services, including a full cleanup of your mods, loadout pages, PvP plans, and more. Contact Machias today on Discord at all lowercase Machias number 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or at machiasmods@gmail.com. Machias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast now offers our faithful listeners a way to show their support via merchandise. Declare your allegiance to Team Paul or Team Neil with official shirts. Get a story time with the llama button or magnet. Or just represent the show by getting an official logo hoodie. There are now even Team Scotty and Team Heinzie options available too. Become an official Padawan today. Check out the merch at escapepodcastaways.com.
Have you been interested in getting items 3D printed but haven't wanted to buy one of those expensive printers? Are you looking for a literally one-of-a-kind tech gift gadget? Evil Genius 3D Printing and Gadgets is your one-stop shop for both of those items. Nerd-owned and Escape Pod approved, put Lenny the Evil Genius to work for you. If you can dream it, he could possibly make it. Contact Lenny at evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com for more information. That's evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com. Get something unique in your hands.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the Escape Podcast. We have an incoming transmission. We have a very, 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 very tasty guest on today for my birthday. But you know I'm not responsible for introducing people. The master of ceremonies, Paul, take it away, my friend.
All right, let's wet the palate for this because I'm going to do this Bruce Buffer style because it's the only way that I know that I can introduce this guest properly, along with an exclusive face reveal, mind you. Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the blue corner, with a record of 135 wins and 4 losses, hailing from the great state of California, he is the content creator Crippler, the wicked warlock of the West, weighing in at 4.8 million GP, standing tall all above the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, the Black Mamba.
Hey guys.
Let's get ready to interview.
Hello, mate.
So yeah, I don't look like Black Mamba at all, but you know, 24-year-old white guy.
Well, you know, I was slightly disappointed that you were neither a snake nor black, but that's all right. Guys, and I was not joking when I said 135 wins and only 4 losses in the Grand Arena era.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Before we get into that, Neil is bowing
We're
to
not
you.
worthy.
Wayne
We're
Camp.
not worthy. We're not worthy.
My friend, when did you start playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Let's start with that question.
I started December 27 of 2017.
Okay, so 3 years. So two years. 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. This December will be 3 years. Yeah.
So 2 years. All right. So I don't think that I really need to ask this question then. But with a roster at 4.8 million, You're not free to play, are you?
I'm totally free to play, dude. No, I'm not.
Okay, I was gonna say.
In 2020, I'm free to play. I haven't spent any in 2020, so.
Okay, when's the last one? Okay, let's introspect that for a moment. When's the last time that you dropped a dime on this game? What was it for, and why?
Trying to finish off Gear 13. Wanted it before Grand Arena, so I think I popped 20 to get the last finisher piece, and that was that.
Was it a crystal buy or was it a gear pack buy?
It was a gear pack buy, and I said to myself, "This is my Christmas present." So,
So was that where the majority of your spending occurred? Buffing characters, maybe tweaking teams and squads here and there before GACs.
Refreshes were my most. But overall, I actually haven't spent. I mean, I've spent some, but not like as much as people might think. Because I have gotten first in both arenas every single day since March. So 3 months after I started, and that's 1,000 crystals a day with dailies. So that's a lot of crystals.
So would it be safe to say that that your spending was predominantly on crystals to buy the necessary gear and be able to afford to farm, from all stores across the
refreshes were my most. So gear itself is way too pricey.
Mm-hmm.
I would mostly, if I needed to, I would do it for refreshes, but that's about it. Because gear itself, if you price a piece of gear, it's way too, like 50 stun guns is 1,300 crystals. That's not going to happen. So then I would refresh. And so sometimes if you do all 3 refreshes for all 3 stores, that's over 1,000. And so you go down. If I make 1,000 crystals a day, I'm spending 1,200 on refreshes. You eventually go down.
Yeah.
So okay. By the way, you're welcome for making the stun guns go down to 1,300 because we were talking earlier, and they used to be 1,400. Do you remember that?
I never really looked at them.
Yeah.
I never was interested in buying them.
1,400. And you told me earlier that in preparing for coming on our show, you listened back to the Carrie interview.
Yeah.
And I specifically told Carrie, I'm not paying 1,400 for a stun gun. The next time I saw a stun gun, it was 1,300.
The good old days when we had influence.
Yeah, we had influence by 100 crystals, Neil.
Them were the days.
So Ray Rock in our chat does want to say that he thanks you for your Malevolence Mirror Match guide because he got a super easy win in his Fleet Arena climb, which I totally forgot mine.
Yeah, I was watching guys' show while doing my arena climb, so I got that out of the way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that I know that you and I share the same payout, but not the same shard.
Yeah, well, I'm quite lucky. Before I had a quick look where I was. I'm top 100 in Squad Arena, and I'm still number 5. Still number 5 in Fleet Arena, so I might be able to pick up 400 crystals for doing bugger all this evening, which would be nice.
So, Mamba, you I'm not going to ask you to go into the whole, how much did I spend? That's the worst video that a content creator can make. I'm not going to ask you to go into that. But if you had to classify yourself, are we saying fat minnow, dolphin, whale, or did you go Kraken?
Never Kraken, no. I would say dolphin, definitely not whale, because I've seen some people and the prices they've put in. I don't compare nearly as much as them. Some people in my shard are in like almost 6 mil, and so I'm at 4.8. Some completely free to play are 4.2 and 4.3. So I'm like just above them.
Gotcha.
But I'm pretty much at the average of my shard. A lot of us spent a decent amount, not a whole lot. I mean, I'm 24. I don't have a whole lot of money anyways.
Right.
So, I think, yeah. So I haven't spent a whole lot, but I've spent some, yeah.
I mean, if I, at your age, I was purchasing video games themselves, physical copies of video games, and playing them at that point. This is a game you enjoy, And that's why I say, if you have money to go and spend on a game, if you're not going to get a physical copy of a game, if you enjoy mobile games, spending a little bit on their in-game currency is your way of supporting the game creator that you like. No offense, Neil. Because your model and your credo is free to play on all mobile games. And for that, I totally understand. So I'm not faulting you at all for anything in that case. Now, 135-4 that's longer. That's arena, or that's Grand Arena itself, even before Grand Arena Championship.
Before championships, yeah. It was introduced in November of 2018, I believe. And I started keeping track since then because I'm an accountant, and so I just love numbers and stats and keeping track of just trends and everything. So since day one, I started keeping track of my record, and at one point I was 102-0. I hadn't lost. 102 in a row, yeah, and then I lost when I got to Division 3. So
who did you lose to?
He might actually be in the chat. Goldie Crafty, T, if he's in the chat, shout out to him. He was my first loss. So it was actually a rematch. So at like win 70 something in a row, I started my own Discord and like went public with my YouTube channel because I was doing YouTube guides for just my guild. And then I went public and just introduced it to all the different people. And so when I was taking in some opponents into my Discord channel, and then eventually I beat Goldie Crafty and took him into my Discord channel, and we talked strategy and all this and talked about, and he wanted to know like how I did this and how I did that and tips and tricks. And then we got rematched.
Oh no. The apprentice
knew, like, all the stuff and
becomes
like,
the master.
Okay, yeah. And so we decided to have a little fun with it. So we went totally different 8 teams, or I guess back then it was 6 teams because different division. We took our 6 that we had on the first match and we said, okay, let's use 6 different teams each. So instead of my normal 6 teams, we each had 6 different teams, and his 6 teams were better than mine, and he beat me, and it was really fun though. I'm really glad.
Oh, so you're one apiece at the moment.
My what?
So your record with him is 1 apiece at the moment. You've both beaten each other once.
Yeah.
So you need a decider. So, the master schooled the apprentice, then the apprentice bested the master. There needs to be, you guys so need a grudge final. And I hope to God it happens, because that stuff needs to be live streamed, like both battles. That would be an epic confrontation. I would definitely want to watch something like that.
He's trying to climb to my top 80 GP, so.
You've got to keep us in the loop on that. We will host. Yeah. Well, we will host. If the two of you get, we will. Paul can be the master of ceremonies, and I will. Be. I'll drag somebody in, and we'll do a commentary, and we'll have you both on, and we'll have you both do your GACs, and we will provide commentary for you and your young apprentice, and we'll see what happens.
He's in the chat. I see him right there.
Oh, he's in the chat now. Oh, nice.
Goldie Crafty Tomatoes.
Yep, that's him.
Yeah, Goldie. If you ever face him again, if you ever face Black Mamba again, yeah, we are gonna host that, and we are gonna play it like a wrestling match, because that would be a lot of fun, and I think it would be it would be an awesome battle of the banners. You've both won one, and yeah, something like that would be very entertaining to watch.
So I will absolutely tell you, yes, we will host it. It'll definitely, you can absolutely do your own channels. I don't know if Goldie has a channel. He does. So you guys both host it on your channels. Neil and I will stream it onto our channel and host it. We have to coordinate it though with both of you guys. Mm-hmm. We would love to host a rematch in the making. So we won't tie you down to that. But guys, click on Goldie's name. Also, go in the description and click on Mamba's link there. I want you guys to subscribe to both of them because you guys will be, I'm sure you'll tell us as well, Mamba, but, I want all of our listeners to go check out both of those guys because there's going to be, I think it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again.
That would be so cool if it happened again. That really, really would. I can just see it now, right? Black Mamba streaming on his channel with all three of us in the chat. Sorry, all four of us in the chat, and then do the exact same thing on Goldie's channel. So Mamba's channel, Goldie's channel, both streaming their own gameplay, but on the left-hand side is all of us, and me and Paul comment. Yeah, something like that.
I will tell you this, Nev. I'll tell you this. With a matchup like that, I don't care if we have to delay the show. I will start the show, or I will start the match if they can both attack at the same time. I will put them right on here at our normal start time just for that match.
Oh, yeah, no,
the podcast
absolutely.
I think he's going to reach me too because he's been going crazy on the Galactic Legend Kylo farm. Like he's 100% ready right now. So, and
what about you?
I haven't spent anything for this GL Kylo farm. So his top 80 GP is probably around mine at this point because he's definitely caught up to me at least. I haven't.
Oh, if he gets Galactic Legend Kylo Ren, my God! And you guys matched up, that's one battle you can kiss goodbye.
Are you going for Rey?
We don't know. We don't know the kits, so.
We know that they're going to be like stupidly OP.
Yeah,
they're going to be stupid OP. And if it's stupid OP, then it could be. I mean, I think best case scenario with these new ones, with the new Galactic Legends, is it's a double team. It's a double team win. The only way you're going to beat these teams in GAC is a double team. You're going to need 2 squads. So if they one-shot everything and they've got a Kylo Ren in defense, all they need is for them to, they're going to be so strong that they hold for 2. A bit like Gas. I cannot beat Gas first time. I don't have squad strong enough to beat Gas first time round. I always knock out everybody else so that it's just Gas left, and then I go in with a second team. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but I think that, GLs are going to be better than epic confrontations. So,
for sure, yeah.
So just to get me right, just to understand, make sure I've got you here. You are not going for you're not going for Galactic Legend Kylo or Rey until you see those kits.
No, I'm passively farming for GL Kylo. My roster is 75 to 80% dark side. I love the Sith. I had them maxed at gear 12 before gear 13 was introduced. That's even like Savage and Darth Sidious. So I love the Sith. I love the dark side. I don't care what the kits are. I don't care if Rey is so much better than Kylo. I'm getting Kylo first. I'm just farming normal. I'm not paying any money for these Galactic Legends. Another thing why I'm not spending anymore is because I'm now in my master's degree for accounting. So, and I'm paying all that out of pocket. So I can't afford to spend anymor. So
that's a perfectly admirable reason for quitting.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Bravo to you.
Bravo.
Props, mate. Props.
So let me just do the math slightly here. You're doing your master's at the age of 24.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
That is really, really awesome. Now, before I get into something that you said earlier that I think is kind of going to be your tips and tricks section of what we're talking about here, you got 4. You got 4 L's. We know about 1.
I don't want to talk about them.
What happened with the other 3? Just give us the cliff notes. And was it anybody that anybody would recognize?
So another one. Okay, so my second match was also a rematch. My second loss.
Okay.
2 losses were rematches.
Okay, not enough said there.
Yeah.
But we didn't go unique defenses. We went straight like, the first time I beat his roster, there are some people that just have a perfect roster. My roster isn't perfect, but it's pretty close to it. And the guy that beat me his roster was perfect. Because the first time I beat him by 1 point.
Wow.
Those one banner victories are priceless, mate. They just feel so good.
I did my attacks at night before I went to bed. I woke up and I was just like nervous to check the score, and it loaded, and then I won by 1 point, and I was like, oh my gosh. Then we rematched, and he beat me by like 7 or something, but it was clean.
Nice.
It was just, he had a great defense. So, and then the other 2 losses, one, I had just taken my accounting midterm, so my mind was off. I wasn't thinking, and I made a simple mistake versus a Newt team, and it ended up being I took two battles to beat a Newt, and he full cleared me in 1 shot, and I was like, well, crap.
All right.
So that was more you lost as opposed to your opponent besting.
Beating me.
Yeah, those ones hurt more because if you do your best and you get beaten, there's still that sense of, you get that gratifying feeling. It's like, well, I tried and I was just beaten by a better GAC person. But when you make a complete and utter screw up, or you make a mistake and lose, it's like, well, I'll never know if I would have won if I hadn't made that error. So,
yeah. And then that the 4th loss is really dumb. I didn't have cell reception for a long time, and then I got cell reception with the last hour of GAC, which gives me time to do it. But typically, before I battle any GAC, I do research on the roster. I look at every single mod that they have. I see turn order each team's gonna go. I have a whole spreadsheet. My Grand Arena videos are about 20 minutes, but the amount of prep I put into it is maybe 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, I used to put a lot of prep into GAC. I not as extensive as you. I would put maybe an hour of 2 into it. But yeah. Which is why I don't have it.
I had 0 prep, and so I was just rushing, just trying to go, and I ended up losing by 20 points or something. I was like, whatever.
Well,
they're all because I was rushed. I think the fact that I was rushed was why I lost. So.
Yeah, they're all valid reasons. So I commend you for that. And when you're not in the revenge game, I think you do well. Do you still have contact with the 7-point loss, 1 point win person as well?
Yeah, he was in my Discord. He hasn't spoken in there for a while yet, so I don't know where he went, but he should still.
If you get matched up with him, make sure you reach out to him, and we'll do exactly the same thing.
Exactly.
Grudge match final on the show.
I haven't done my Grand Arena for today yet, but my opponent today has better mods than me. It's typically my modding game is pretty well because I'll get into it on the tips and tricks portion, but most of the time, I'm talking 49 out of 50 times, I have faster speeds or more offense on a certain character or this or that. But my opponent today that I haven't attacked yet, he's got me outsped on almost every team. So this should be interesting.
All right. Well, let's get into that. You said that your roster is 85% dark side?
Yes.
So is that tip trick number 1?
I do have to say, besides Gas, because Gas is just an offensive powerhouse, I guess, and CLS, I feel like Dark Side is very offensive focused and Light Side is very defensive focused. So if you think about Treya, she's very offensive. You almost rarely see her on defense, rarely. Palpatine is offense. Darth Revan, you can put him both ways, but most of the time, you put him offense. I don't know. It's just, to me, I've had more experience with dark side teams, but I don't know. I wouldn't say that's a tip or trick. That's just because I like dark side. And 85% might be stretching it because I do have a lot of light side now because I've been doing for light side Geo and now have gas and all those guys. So I'd say it's probably 65 to 35 now, or 64.
Okay.
Still dark side orientated though.
Yes. And I didn't get Jedi Knight Revan for the first 2 or 3 rounds. I had my Treya modded for tenacity and like health, and I had Dark Side Basilishan at 3 stars with her, and could beat any Jedi Knight Revan. Didn't matter the speed, didn't matter the offense on GMY. It was the trio plus Basilishan Fallen and Thrawn. And I mean, I would drop to the 60s and 70s in arena, but I climb all the way to rank 1 every day. So I use that team because people would look at my GAC and they'd be like, "Oh, he doesn't have Jedi Knight Revan on Jedi Knight Revan goes on defense," and I'd beat it easily. And so that was while I was mainly dark side focused.
All right, so what is the number one Mr. Undefeated in theory GAC guy? What is the number one thing that people have to keep an eye on when it comes to Grand Arena?
Mods. I mean, it's so repetitive. Mods. But you can spend so much money in this game, but if your characters aren't modded correctly, they're not going to function right. I mean, and turn order is huge. If you have like somebody modded for speed that doesn't need speed, or if you have somebody modded for a ton of defense that actually should require offense, or just a turn order, somebody goes like the Padme versus Darth Revan team. If you don't have the turn order to where Padme flips the buffs, that whole counter is not going to work. And so in my roster, I don't have one massive speed set. Like my fastest speed set is 1 plus 160, and that's it. And I actually put that on Basilishan Fallen, which, because her base speed is slower than Darth Revan, it turns into 158. But if you put it on a faster base speed, it jumps up. And so I have a ton of plus 150s, a ton of plus 140s, and a ton of plus 130s, and just all on key characters. And then the biggest tip and trick I can think of for advice is defensively place teams that take off banners. So AoEs and counterattacks and things that
strip that protection.
And strip banners.
Strip that protection.
Because in Division 1, it's pretty much a full clear both ways most of the time, unless somebody just goes crazy defense. But from my experience, it's for the most part full clears, and it's who's more efficient. And so Grievous on defense is a perfect example. He's just banner stripping, or like Newt, or if you have your Night Sisters modded a certain way that they just do crazy damage. So just a bunch of banner stripping. And then for offense,
well, as far as the Night Sisters, I'm gonna give away my secret. If I see Night Sisters, my Geonosians start licking their chops.
Yeah,
it's if I see Night Sisters, the bugs go in. It's 65 or it's 55 banners. I'm done. That's good right there.
But the thing is it all depends on what teams you have available. But I've also seen Night Sisters become less relevant on defense. Like, if anybody's seen my last, 20 plus Grand Arena videos, I get 60 banners on any Night Sister team there is. My bounty hunters are modded specifically. Like, I have I have Bosk at 312, Zam at 311, Django at 310, and Boba Fett at 309. And so it's boom, 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 boom. And they all take their whole turns. And Night Sisters, I've faced all 5 Relic 7 Night Sisters. Even in Territory War today, I had and there was an opponent that had most Relic 7 Night Sisters, and if it was a GAC scenario, it's 60 banners. It's Boss Khalid, those 5 with Dengar, and it's just the amount of protection you get back with Boss Khalid is too much for Night Sisters to handle. It's so much control. So I love it when people place Night Sisters on defense now.
So what's been your most successful defensive team? What squad, has given you the most holds throughout your Grand Arena career?
Grievous.
The Grievous team.
Grievous. So my Grievous team is I almost a whole Relic 7. I have Relic 7 Grievous, B1, B2, and Droidica, and then a Relic 3 Magna Guard. And so they just do a lot of damage. I have, almost 13,000 offense on Droidica. And,
wow.
Yeah, so whoever they go against, Droidica's gonna take out a character. It's gonna happen, and so that's an easy banner strip. B1 is modded for like 100 plus 130 speed and has like almost 10,000 offense. And Grievous is of course modded with health, and it's just the mods on that team make it crazy. But also, I have a different type of CLS team that I put on defense the last 4 times, and it hasn't been defeated yet. So we'll see what people use to finally beat it.
So that's a 100% record on hold.
So far, I've only placed it 4 times, and it still has not lost.
And how many holds did the Grievous team get?
Grievous nowadays doesn't get very many, but in my overall...
Yeah, overall holds throughout your entire career.
Yeah.
How many holds?
Nowadays, people just either use Gas or Darth Revan and beat it first try.
Do you have that stat to hand? How many holds that team has had in your GA career?
I mean, I can look at all my screenshots I've posted on my guild Discord.
Oh, no. There's no need to, I just meant, that's why I said, do you have that stat to hand?
Well, I can tell you, my opponent from the last round of GAC has a record that they'll love to enjoy. I posted it in the listener lounge when I used everything that I possibly could to take down the lone remaining General Anakin Skywalker. I just threw one team after one team after one team after one team, and I just left him a big old 69 right on top of his head.
That's awesome.
Just his last man standing. Had to show him, I love you. There you go. Nice game. I did win that one. I won it because he couldn't get through a back row team. But it was my way of thanking him by inflating his defensive hold stat.
If I had to say what my most defensive hold is nowadays, like in the last month, it would probably be Padme. She gets the most for defensive holds, which is actually surprising. It's kind of hard to predict sometimes because all the different mechanics in there, and sometimes Anakin can just come out of the blue and take out 3 characters. So I've actually seen some match history where somebody used Gas on my Padme team and lost. And it was a Relic 7 Gas, full Relic 7 clones. It was pretty hilarious. So, wow. I mean, even sometimes I come into that like arena, like when I'm climbing an arena, I see a Padme team, and once out of 20 times I'll lose, and I'll be like, what the heck just happened? But luckily arena, you can, wait 10 minutes and go again. But come GAC, you got one shot. Over. And the thing about Gas Mirror, offense wins. It's every single time. There's no chance that you're not going to win. You're going to win. Offense Mirror is really dumb, but offense versus Padme, there's that chance you could still lose. So I don't know. There's also that.
Well, I mean, you've got the record, so it's a given that your advice is reliable. So when anybody listening to this now, if you're listening to this in the podcast, that those defensive teams, I know he wasn't very specific regarding who exactly is in these squads, which is why you need to go to his channel so that you can check out these GACs. But he gave up 3 defenses that seem to be doing well for him: a Grievous defense, a CLS defense, a Padme defense. They're working well for him. So If you're not having the level of success that you so desire from GAC, maybe you should go check out Black Mamba's channel.
Yeah. So
Also,
I've got one last question here for you, and then I want you to tell us everything that you're planning on here. If there's somebody who's just starting out in this game, we get accused a lot of, even though Neil has like 4 accounts in different stages of the game, we get accused of being only an end game podcast. So, Mamba, pretend that I'm a brand new player and I'm just finally qualified for GAC. What is your number one tip outside of mods, of course? What's the number one tip that you would give to somebody, little Joey coming up to Black Mamba after the game? What's your secret, sir?
So I would actually recommend, before even getting to Grand Arena status, what I did before I started playing, before I entered Arena, I actually watched a ton of gameplay videos, YouTube guides before I even played. I heard about this game, and then I watched guides and found out the best way to start, and then I started my game. So day one, I knew about mods. I knew what speed was. I knew where to farm characters, what team to farm. This was day one. So
okay, then let's give a shout out to the people that got you to where you are now. You said you looked at guides. Who were your people?
Was it a pillar system you were following?
No, I just YouTubed this. Of course, big names like Arnold and Mobile Gamer and Cubs fan up. And so as a naive player who didn't know what they were doing, they were helpful, yes. But obviously now there's people who, they're smart at times, yes. I'm not gonna say they're
the gateway. They're the gateway drug to this game.
Yeah, they're the gateway.
Cubs, Mobile, and Arnold are the gateway drugs to the to this game and the other content. After you've saturated yourself with them and you've got really addicted, it's like, where am I going to get my next fix from? Oh, it's just here. Yeah. And then you go into
then you see who's truly very, very, very smart and good and has extremely good advice. But for GAC, first round, man, I don't remember what my first round was like. It's so long ago. Again, just try and watch videos, see what you can do. But study your opponent. That's the biggest advice I can give. It's like my defenses might seem like they're relatively the same every single time, but every single time I'm looking at my opponent's roster and I'm seeing, okay, what teams do they have? Do they have teams to beat this team? Do I have a team to beat them? If they placed a full crazy defense, what would I need to beat all of those teams? If I go too light, they're going to full clear me easily with max banners. If I go too heavy, I might not clear them. And then I used to look at the match history, but now I'm deciding not to do that because I don't know. I'm not doing that anymore.
You don't want to see what they used to place?
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel because in the last 6 grand arenas, I literally looked at my opponent's roster, looked at their match history on SWGOH.gg, and then I knew pretty much what they were going to place. And then I placed my defenses accordingly and had perfect counters for all of them. And I was like, well, that kind of defeats the fun, because in the beginning it was like a guessing game. And that was what I found thrilling, like guessing what they were going to place, finding out how to work around it, and then beating them. And so now I'm going back to that where I'm not looking at the match history. But if I were to give advice, I would say look at the match history. It's very, very, very helpful. So.
Yeah. Pooh Stain in our chat says end all be all and Zareth are good. By the way, I do want, before I lose this, I don't want to drop it. You said your roster is dark side. I approve. I certainly approve. I'm holding up my Galaxy's Edge lightsaber here. We'll pull that out there and put that.
That's
back
awesome.
Now, so aside from Grand Arena Championship stuff, what is coming up? What is coming up on Black Mamba's channel? I see you do stuff more than just GAC. So what do you have anything currently scheduled?
Yes. I'm going to be doing full in-depth self-roster review. So why I have each faction modded a certain way. That's coming up. I have the next month is pretty relaxed. I have spring break coming up for my master's degree, so I'm going to be able to shoot a lot of video on that. I have already recorded another Malevolence versus Negotiator match, because a lot of people message me saying that they're having a hard time with the Negotiator at max when it's a Relic 7 Ahsoka and a start in the starting lineup. So you have your Bosk, you have your Ahsoka and Anakin instead of the 5s. And so that matchup is harder to face with Malevolence. And I have a 5-star Malevolence, and so I'm having zero problems with it. I recorded an hour worth of footage, but obviously the video is not going to be an hour. 100% win rate. So
okay, you don't have to tell me who the reinforcements are. Just who's your starting lineup in that maxed out Malevolence versus Negotiator, because I have a 7-star Malevolence, and I have trouble beating. Yes, you hear me saying this, Gil Brees. I'm having trouble beating your Negotiator. Every once in a while I do it, and I get my rank 1 payout. But what's your starting lineup?
Sunfac and the 2 droid chips.
That's what I got too. I'm screwed.
No, you're fine. I did 2 battles in a row with no reinforcements.
We'll check even Spy. I have a Relic 7 Spy that comes in and he's like, "Hey, I don't like you."
Yeah. So comparison. I have a Relic 3 Sunfac and a Relic 5 Spy. I don't use Bosk at all. You don't really need a 4th reinforcement. You could get away with just using Spy as a reinforcement. You're good to go. And then I showed a copy of using Soldier, but my Soldier is like gear 12, no pieces. It's pretty lame, but yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to check this out because for some reason I'm having trouble with that. How can people find you if they're listening to the podcast and they don't want to click things? How do people find you, Black Mamba?
I have a YouTube channel. You can find that, as well as I can title it a certain way, and I can post anywhere. So
right. But no. How do they find you? What do they search to find you? Because if you search Black Mamba SWGOH, for me, the way that it happened is I had to go down to the YouTube results of it. So is there a certain way that people can find you on YouTube? Because here, if I'm going to go right now to youtube.com.
I've never searched my name.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up Black Mamba, and when I do, I see a whole bunch of stuff about Kobe. I see a bunch of snakes.
Yeah.
The way that I recommend, if people
Onyx is try Black Mamba SWGOH.
Yeah, that's exactly how I had to do it. So just for people, you will see 24 on there. Basically Kobe's black jersey with the yellow 24 on it. And make sure you like and subscribe his stuff. Mamba, my friend, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Pleasure, mate.
Yeah, and I see many more of these interviews in your future as you come up with crazy counters yourself. You are a great theory crafter. You are a great modder. And guys, I watch this guy because he knows what he's talking about and makes me feel good when I lose because I know he's winning. That's all I'm going to say on that. Neil, anything else?
No, just thank you very much for coming along, mate, and good luck with GAC Phase 3.
Hey, well, thanks. And shout out to the Wookiees from Stroking Our Wookie. That's our guild name. So shout out to them.
Excellent. Guys, as I said, go check him out. Coming up after this, we have the giveaway for last month's Patreon, and we're going to hopefully get Mike that mic stand that he's looking for. We'll be back after these messages on the Escape Pod cast.
The Escape Pod cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Macias Modding Mayhem is the premier remodding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macias will rebuild your roster from top to bottom and give you consultation on where to go from there. Macias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee and lots of useful additional services, including a full cleanup of your mods, loadout pages, PvP plans and more. Contact Macias today on Discord at all lowercase Macias number 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or at maciasmods@gmail.com. Macias Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Pod cast.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much, much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you. Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
And now time for something completely shameless.
This data makes no sense.
Lennox.
How is this even possible?
Lennox.
Oh, what the? This cannot be correct.
Introspective query. Where can the
wretched organic meat bag
be?
I'm in my captain's quarters, noob. Right where you last saw me.
I have returned. Lennox.
Were you able to acquire the supplies I sent you out for?
Yes, for the most part. But I've encountered a minor
difficult problem.
Lennox. However,
seriously? All I wanted was some chips and a case of beer, noob. You couldn't even get that done? Ugh. All right, let's see what you got.
Oh no, this is going to be
embarrassing.
Let's see here. Ooh, a bag of Mala Liza's honey mustard and space onion pretzel pieces. Nice, I'll take those. A can of 5W30 full synthetic motor oil. Hey, I didn't ask for motor oil. What's this? A magazine? Let's see, the latest issue of what now? Popular Robotics. This issue, a full schematic of that droid from Metropolis as this month's centerfold. Wait, oh my. Noob, I don't even want to know what you plan on doing with those last two items.
I can logically explain both of those items.
Lennox.
No need, noob. You're a young but growing droid, and it's, perfectly natural, I guess, for you to experiment. You know, this must be why everyone keeps going on and on about periodic memory wipes on their droids. I wonder if Anakin or Luke ever had this issue with R2. Anyway, I'm getting off track again. All right, so, for me, no beer, but yes on some snacks. And for you, a couple of personal items.
Please don't
deactivate
me, Lennox.
I'm not gonna deactivate you for failing to bring me beer, noob. I'm not that vindictive. Instead, I am resourceful. I'll just use this new Space Grub app that I installed on my trusty old Note 8, and we'll have some brews delivered right here to our ship while we're still docked in Coronet Starport. In the meantime, you can go to your quarters and do whatever it was you were planning on doing with that motor oil and that magazine.
I wasn't planning on doing anything.
Embarrassing.
Droid. Relax. I don't judge. You do you, bruh. As for me, I have to finish analyzing your self-diagnostic report so I could get back to listening to the Escape Pod Cast with our hosts, Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Eyre. Take it away, boys. I got reports to analyze and Newbie has to, do something private.
Embarrassing, unfair, and uncalled for. What a jerk. Hellenix is a hack. He can't even swagga. Who the space hell does Hellenix think he is? That's why nobody likes him. He's a power-hungry dictator who attacks people for no reason. He thinks he's so cool. What, with all his swagga celebrity friends? He'll see. This won't end well for the salty Spartan. His time is coming soon. Trademark.
Why do I keep feeling like that droid is gonna be the end of me?
The Escape Pod Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the final segment. We're on the bridge. Paul, it's been a pretty good show so far. How do you think it's gone?
I think it's gone really well. And once again, happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Happy new studios as well.
Thank you very much.
Guys, one more time, I would love to see this light up one last time before we get out of here. Everything donated today on the stream is going directly to Nev. I'm not getting a darn cent of it, except minus fees or whatever. That's all PayPal's thing. Anything donated, let's light this up one last time if we can. Right down there in the description, click that. Let's get Nev some new studio equipment for his GACs. One more time. That's all I ask. Now, let's get into a little bit of a Patreon, something that pays for all the hosting and stuff that we have going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
So last month, the llama said that she was going to buy somebody a shirt. Zach, Buzzsaw, Salted Caramel, and DPK all became new Patreons during the month of February. So what I said, if you became a new Patreon, you would get 2 shots per dollar that you increased your Patreon. So, and we're going to do this again, but we're going to do it across an entire quarter. So March, April, May. Any new Patreons or increased pledges during this quarter, the highest amount that you've increased or that you've helped with, will end up going to get a Escape Podcast shirt. Your choice from the store, designed by our very own Critty K. That could be a Team Heinze shirt. That could be a Team Scotty shirt. I don't care. It can be a llama shirt. I know a lot of people have been loving the llama shirts. If you want buttons or magnets, we'll work something out. But the shirt is the big prize. Right now, I am bringing up. Let's see here. I hate doing this, but we're gonna bring up random.org. Random.org. I have 28 eligible entries. I'm going to push the button a few times here, so you can see that it automatically generates numbers between the numbers that I choose. Wow, lots in the 20s. A lot in the 20s. All right. So that being said, Zach, you are 1 through 10. Salted, you are 11 through 14. Buzzsaw, you are 20. You're 15 through 25. And Kyle, you are 26, 27, or 24. And Kyle, you are 26, 27, 28, and also 25. The next number that comes up gets the shirt. Are we ready? Here we go. Generate.
Roll, please.
Deadpool Kyle, you. Let me pull that back up. You were the last on the list. Congratulations. Random.org. You have won yourself a new Escape Pod shirt. of your choice, and we'll be in contact about getting you that. So, now that is done, let's see it light up one more time. One more time, guys. Anyway.
Halfway.
I was going to say, how's that cake?
Yeah, it's taking longer. It's taking longer. I think half a cake's good enough. I think half a cake is good enough. It's very, very rich. So yeah, I'm gonna put the lid back on and kind of like chill out on the cake. There we go. I'm putting it aside before I get tempted to do any more.
All right. So how's your birthday been, man?
It was all right. It was pretty good. I got a few bits and pieces. Even got some. Oh wow, meow. Asuka meow. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
There you go. We're at 90 for you, buddy. I think that will get you your new mic stand, a sturdy mic stand instead
and
of
a mic. I'm pretty sure that'll get me a mic and a mic stand. To be honest with you.
You were worried about the one that you saw at Walmart for $20.
Yeah.
But that one's going to get you a decent hardcore mic stand that will not move around on you. I'm excited for you in this case.
Yes. Well, I mean, we'll have a look because if I can find because most microphones come with some kind of stand anyway. If I can upgrade this microphone to something better to give better audio, then I could donate this to a content creator that needs a better microphone.
No, maybe Deadpool Kyle.
Does DPK need does DPK need one?
Oh my gosh. So awesome. Asuka, thank you very much for helping there. All right, guys. This has been great. We are very, very quickly coming up on, since we had 30 episodes with Scotty, I'm going to dub season 60. I'm going to call it now. We have our season finale coming up a month from now. It'll become season 3 after during episode 61. But it is certainly not a end of a season that you're going to want to miss.
No.
One question I did want to ask you, Neil, if you had the account to do so, based on what you've seen in history with all of with how they've released characters, and you're going blind into this because we don't know the kits for Rey and Kylo yet, who would you be going after if you were just going after having one of these Galactic Legends? I wanted to ask you that question, as a curious, if I could interview Nev.
See, I wouldn't go for either. I'd go hard on Rebels in anticipation of a Galactic Legends Luke Skywalker.
So, but okay, let's say you want to get one of the two.
Uh-huh.
Who are you hedging your bet on?
I don't know. Maybe First Order, because the First Order ships are better than the Resistance ships. So it's a double whammy. Get good characters, get a Galactic Legend, and have a decent ship roster. So I would not out of any particular loyalty to either of the factions. Just simply, I think I would get more out of a Galactic Legends Kylo than a Galactic Legends Rey, because you get the Galactic Legend character, you get a bunch of Gear 13s, enough to make 2 squads, and you get the fleet. So that's what I would do.
Oh, all right. So from a free to play perspective, you're saying if you could 100% free to play and you had a proverbial blaster pistol to your head and you had to choose one, you're going after
Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Yeah.
All right. I agree. And my reasoning for saying Kylo Ren in all of this is because the First Order has more manipulation mechanics against the enemy team, and when it comes to when it comes to resistance, it's always been JTR or Finn. Kylo or First Order had Captain Phasma for a little bit. Then they had a crew lead, and now they have a Hux lead. So you have more opportunities in this case.
Yeah, they're all more opportunities.
Yeah. So our final verdict before we find out the kits, which I have a feeling we're going to get them at the end of this. They
need to do it quickly. They really, really need to do it quickly. There's 2 weeks before the end of this month, and these events are coming before the end of the month. So yeah, they need to release the kits sharpish.
So people can actually start planning which one they want to go for. So I think it's coming next week, but we'll see. We get the road ahead in March. So why they released the State of the Galaxy, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Neil, any parting words?
No, just thank you very much for all the donations, and I will speak with Paul, and we'll get a new audio equipment, whether it's just a stand or whether it's a new microphone and a stand. We'll get it ordered, and we'll get it sent to me so we can get it all set up, and I can have it all ready to rock and roll for maybe not the end of this GAC because it's phase 2. We've still got a couple rounds, but maybe phase 2. Not going to get it done. Sorry, not going to get it done in phase 2. So phase 3, yeah, we'll see if we can get it by phase 3. That'd be nice.
All right. And some news of note before we leave. We all know that the COVID-19 virus is wreaking havoc upon not only the gaming world, it's wreaked havoc on the sports world. It's also wreaked havoc right here at home in the Escape Pod. Our wishes go out to Scotty McLaren, who was diagnosed with the COVID-19 virus just this morning. Buddy, we are absolutely here for you, and we will do anything and everything to make sure that you are taken care of. If you need anything, you have all of the Padawans to rely on. We wish you the best, and in the time that you will be in isolation, I know you have access to that iPad, so come see us in the chat. We absolutely love you, and everyone else, wash your damn hands.
Yes, wash your hands.
That being said, be nice to each other, damn it. Neil, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.